Hello and welcome to this week's Tory Hypocrisy Top Chart Countdown. In at number 3, it's this whole business about hotel quarantining. Are you unaware that the UK has the worst infection rate? If anything, we should be shipping people in from other countries and using them to spread the British people out to try and reduce the overall infection rate and encourage us to distance a bit further from people around us who are much more likely to be infected than those coming in from overseas. And they're all like, well, we don't want some awful mutation creeping in from some awful... You know that everybody around the world is terrified of a horrible mutation of the virus that makes it more deadly and more contagious. It's called... what's it called? It's called the UK mutation because it started here on your watch in exactly the way that scientists said it would because you allowed the virus to run so rife through society. Right? In at number 2 on the hypocrisy charts, it's those Tory ministers saying that children have to go back to school for the benefit of their mental health. Oh! Suddenly you care about the mental health of young people, which is weird, isn't it? Because consecutive Tory governments have decimated child and adolescent mental health facilities. They've been absolutely... They're wrecked, right? And in the meantime, class sizes are increasing, school funding's going down, teachers have less free time to take care and identify children with specific needs. There's an aggressive testing system being forced on students. There is less creative play in school. There's less life skills in school. There's less opportunity for teachers to support children in all those ways that help their mental health. And suddenly, we've decided we really care about young people's mental health. That is mysterious, isn't it? But I thought that the top piece of Tory hypocrisy this week was when the vaccine minister, Nadeem Zahawi, he was talking about the possibility that the EU might limit vaccine exports to make sure that they've got enough. And he said, we don't want to go down the dead end of vaccine nationalism. Oh yeah, come on, Europe. Let's all work together. The last thing we want is anybody splintering off into petty, factional, national... Can you hear yourselves? Can you literally hear yourselves? And here's the thing. I wrote a script about Tory hypocrisy yesterday, and it's already obsolete. In fact, it was obsolete in about 3 hours, because that was supposed to be the top 3 pieces of Tory hypocrisy for the week. And since then, Boris Johnson has come out and said that he accepts full responsibility for the 100,000 coronavirus deaths in the UK. But then he hasn't resigned. I don't know, it just doesn't feel like full responsibility, does it? Yeah, I did let 100,000 people die. In fact, I pretty much killed them by actively making decisions that I knew, because scientists were saying it would lead to at least this number of deaths. So I'll just carry on, right? Anyway, sorry, I think it might be time for a tea break and everyone go on Zoom and do a fun quiz. No, mate. It's not how it works. And the worst of it is that none of the media are talking about the fact that Boris Johnson could, if he chose to, save another 100,000 lives like that. Much more than that, in fact. Much, much more than that. Boris Johnson should order AstraZeneca to make the details of the vaccine and how it's manufactured public. There are thousands and thousands of facilities around the world that manufacture vaccines. And the only reason they are not manufacturing vaccines and providing them to people around the world, especially people in developing countries who are otherwise going to have to wait as much as a year or 2 to get the vaccine, and millions of lives will be lost on that way. He could order them to make it available. And I know that you're thinking, well, okay, that's not how capitalism works. I don't care. I really, really don't care. This is how human lives work. Do it. Do it now. And secondly, you're thinking, well, the people that manufactured the vaccine, don't they deserve to be rewarded for manufacturing the vaccine? Yes, they do. And I sincerely approve of a plan to give huge financial bonuses to everybody who worked on that vaccine. In fact, I will chip in out of my own pocket. And what's more, they can have the money and they can have the ruddy Nobel Prize as well, because I think it's brilliant what they've done. And of course, the cost of discovering the vaccine should be fully covered. But not discovering a vaccine so you could hold people's lives around the world to ransom for it. If that's how your capitalism works, you can stick your capitalism up your backside, release the details of the vaccine, and let's save millions of lives. It's really the very least you can do if you do accept full responsibility for the mess that you've already created with your greed and your ignorance and your smashes everything. See you next week.